I grew up there, it's brilliant. Well, it was. Yeah. Right, so we've got clicky fingers. Now, some of you will have noticed, just as a slight aside, some of you have noticed I wear 2 hearing aids. Do you know how to applaud a deaf person? Fantastic. Now, just in case you do feel like heckling, I don't really do anything that's a bit too rude, but should I overrun, should you wish me to tell me to move on?
Nah, just carry on.
Best to do it this way.
We're not in a rush, are we?
Yeah.
No.
Best to do it this way. Just repeat it back to me so you've got that sort of... Fantastic.
Okay.
And if I do say something you don't quite understand, we do this one. Now, my aim is to get on Radio 4 at some point, so I try not to be too offensive. If I do something that does offend you, do this. Sophistication was what you wanted, wasn't it? Okay, right, so bear all that in mind. Welcome to the world of urban horror fairy tales. Series of poems that I've put together and created. Every single one of them has been originally improvised and recorded, and some have been written down. And if you've engaged in the raffle, you might find a copy of the book of them over on the table there, that one of you lucky people could go home with today. So I'm going to be improvising a couple of poems for you, so I want you to think about fairy tale characters, first world problems, or modern horror situations. So I'm going to give you one as an example to start with. Okay. We always try and think about what happens after the happily ever after, right? Alice had an imaginary friend of whom she'd often think. She'd take her friend to the pub so both of them could drink. Now Alice would get shit-faced and her friend would get much worse. For those who came from Wonderland like a trooper she would curse. She'd smash up shops and windows claiming to be suffragettes, and as the police gave chase she'd cry, "You ain't seen nothing yet." Eventually she was captured and brought before the courts. The judge said, "You're a nasty girl with places for your sorts." So Alice and her friend, their life didn't go the way it was planned. They were put into an asylum and both of them have got trepanned. Thank you.
God.
If one person gets it, it stays in. So if you have an imaginary friend whose temperament may roam, take my little piece of advice, leave your mate at home. Right, so we're going to need a suggestion for a fairy tale character if we can.
Cinderella.
Cinderella, okay, yeah, popular choice, Cinderella. And in a modern situation.
Brexit.
Odd you should mention that. Hold that thought. You may have just ruined my finale. Cinderella was a poor sod. They kept her in their garage. She was just the stepdaughter of Lord and Lady Farage. They kept her working there under all sorts of strange hours. She clawed and clawed and clawed and clawed. Her face got rather dour. Her ugly sisters and her stepmom went off to Cameron's party. That group of people called Tories who Ben Elton called the Farties. Okay, showed my age there. But of course the time came, Cinderella got there too. She couldn't stop what was happening. She didn't know what to do. And then things went horribly wrong. She could stop it. Could she do it? The bells rang for midnight, so she then had to split. Split, we'll call it that. And like Europe and Britain, they were separated. Prince Charming and Cinderella never consummated. Right, do we have time for a quick improvised one then the finale?
Yes.
Okay, another fairy tale character please.
Ariel.
Oh, Ariel and
Pinocchio.
Ariel and Pinocchio. We'll go for a couple.
Oh!
Okay, and a situation for them to be in.
Bread in Lidl.
Spicy over bread in Lidl.
Brilliant. Sorry.
Violence in people, it seems to be endemic. Everyone got silly during the pandemic. And two of them in particular fighting in the middle, right down the bread aisle in a shop that we call Pinocchio. He lied and then he broke off his nose. He bashed around the head with it, and in her fatal death throes. Ariel said, "Oh, what is me? Oh, what to do? Oh, Tish, please take me to the frozen section. Leave me with the fish." Is somebody recording these? Okay, so we'll finish up with a popular one again, originally improvised, now recorded. And if you don't win the raffle, if I'm allowed to say this, the book is available on Amazon as well. Puss in Boots went to town because it was the day to vote. But sadly the Tories won, so he built a pea green boat. He and the lovely owl, they sailed far, far away. They found a brilliant land where you could be straight, bi or gay. Everyone was wonderful and believed in peace and love. It didn't matter if you worshipped trees or believed in God above.
Nice.
But this plan was sadly ill thought.